Hello.
Yes. Good morning, sir.
Good
And
morning to you.
I,
And
Saurabh
all.
Kose,
Uh,
Saurabh Kose, on behalf of Pharmalok team on this platform, welcome you, sir. And heartiest welcome to you, sir. As today we will going to have a very insight session about your academic, administrative, and the research journey, and specifically in terms of pharmacy practice and social and preventive pharmacy measures and pharmaceutical care everywhere. In double inverted comma, I would say that in every part of globe you have circulated this slogan, not only verbally, it's on field and everyone is inspired via such activities. So sir, in this series of Pharmalok, we have lot of pharmacy stalwarts, veteran pharmacists, academicians to tell us how to go further and what are the footsteps to be followed. So this is an sir interview series, and on behalf of whole Pharmalok team and Pharmalok team coordinator Amit Jhaji, on behalf of all the team, once again, sir, I welcome you. You are welcome, and your Abhinandan, Abhar, and Swagat. So,
thank you for making me very happy on this festival day. I'm in a very great mood. Thank you very much.
thank you, sir. So, in a while, sir, before starting this interview, the whole part is, sir, yours only. I will follow, I will listen to you. Meanwhile, all over India, the new generation of pharmacy, either it is preclinical, clinical, post-clinical, paraclinical dimensions, administrative, academic research, everyone will be getting the hints, guts, and the footsteps from you to follow us. So, in a meanwhile, sir, I just want to brief your academic journey in a mile. Then, in a while, then we will start the session. So, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, today we have with us Professor Anant Nayak Nagappa, sir, and sir is right now serving as director, Amity Institute of Pharmacy, Madhya Pradesh, Gwalior. And sir is having more than 4 decades of experience to his credit, and he has worked at various reputed organizations such as Manipal, Amity, and a lot of places. Sir did his PhD in pharmacology from BIT Pilani, Rajasthan. Sir is MPharm in pharmacology from Government College of Pharmacy, Bangalore in the year 1980. And B Pharm sir did from again Government College of Pharmacy, Bangalore, 1973 to 1978. And sir has hold, as I can see, his CV, director, research director, and professor post at various positions. Sir has also conducted clinical trial research in his career. Sir has fetched 5 to 10 grants in his academic research journey, as well as sir has guided many more dozens of research scholars in doctorate of philosophy in pharmaceutical sciences. And to more to his credit, he has visited more than 25 developed nations to talk on the pharmaceutical care and pharmacy practice. Moreover, when we talk about the awards or the invited talks, if I will speak over here, the whole day will go. And sir has did 2 clinical trials, which is CTRI registered in his career, and sir has authored more than 10 books, and he has a number of publications to national and international fame. So, without taking much time, sir, first we would like to have a from your side, like what welcome message you want to give. Then we will start the interview. So, respected sir, over to you first of all. Thank you.
My welcome message is the same: pharmaceutical care everywhere. Because we are seeing a lot of people in our country and other countries where the drugs are used without any concern or care, and the problem is not immediately seen. It takes some time, and the by the time the patient and or the patient attendant becomes aware of this problem, he would have suffered a lot of damage to his internal organs, heart might have been damaged, kidney might have been damaged. So we must protect our own people. These people are not different. Our own people, my own wife, my own children's, my own father and mother. So we have to give a lot of concern, and then it should be an universal phenomena. Maybe I am working as a director, maybe I am working as a pharmacist, maybe I am working as a drug controller, maybe I am a drug inspector, maybe I am a bench worker in the industry. Pharmaceutical care should be our mantra, because we are being empowered by the Pharmaceutical Practice Regulation 2015, where it says that all registered pharmacists are eligible to provide pharmaceutical care. Despite of all these things, despite of our loud slogans and other things, we have very difficult. We are not moved even an inch. It is very pathetic condition. This is what I want to say. Please get yourself into activity. Think of your own brother, mother, sister who is using the medications. What is happening to them? How we can improve it? How you can help them? So I think I can go on talking like this. Then
Yes.
Saurabh will
Yes,
ask a
sir.
question.
Sure. Thank you so much, sir, for your the exactly in terms of COVID pandemic 19, we have seen this thing, sir. So your message will be taken, sir. And to start with the interview, sir, first I would like to know about your sir childhood journey and like your the place you belongs to and your sir all the primary memories to share with us all.
See, to speak about my childhood, my father was a pharmacist having a medical shop by name Neo Medicals at a small village in Karnataka called Harihara, wherein I used to go in the evening and observe the transactions happening in the pharmacy. There are no much difference from those days to these days. People will come and they want to make take the medicine quickly and go away. They don't want to ask what for this medicine is, how I have to use it. So they had a overconfidence. I think that overconfidence is still prevailing in our public. But when I visited several countries of developed countries, the people will wait for the pharmacist because he will be busy always. So there are technicians and other thing, but they will wait for the pharmacist and ensure that how to use the medicine, how to store the medicine, and how that can be beneficial, what to do and what not to do. So that patience is not in our people. That's why we find all these things. So then I went on uh, pharmacy education, but it's also by accident. I was very much fascinated in mathematics. So and my cousins were my mentors. They are interested me to push into the medical course. So in those days, BSc was another option. BSc with biology was another option. So they said that you do BSc, MA biology, then you will get a medicine seat. But it did not happen, and destiny was something else. So accidentally, I got into B Farm. You must be knowing, although my father was a pharmacist, and he was having a lot of work. He was always busy. So he entrusted my responsibility to my cousins, so who were already in their final year and all. So I had lost my marks card. 12th marks card was lost. And the BSc principal said that if you don't get this thing, you will lose admission and you will lose the one academic year. So then we had to go to Bangalore because I belonged to the first 2-year PUC batch. Earlier to me, all my seniors had a 1-year PUC batch, but I did 2-year PUC batch, and that marks card was misplaced. And to collect that marks card, we went to Bangalore. Accidentally, we are going in front of the uh, pharmacy college. On the blackboard, they had mentioned that applications were available. It was in the month of June or July, I think. So my cousin, without my knowledge, he went to there and got the form, filled my form, and asked me to sign. Then it's all right. Then I forgot, and I was worried. And in the month of November and December, I got a call from the government college of pharmacy. But are you interested in this thing? There's an interview. You have to come. Again, I came to Bangalore and faced the interview. And in those days, I was very, very careless, reckless about studies, knowledge, and everything. So what happened is that I got admitted, and within 4 months I had the final exams. In those times, biology, mathematics, so many things were there. So I stumbled. I got failed in first year in several subjects. Again, the next year I took it as a challenge, and I had misbehaved with some teachers, like the students will misbehave, and that has irked them, and they had made, especially chemistry department was whole against me. They wanted to see that they wanted to fail me in the chemistry, and I'll run away from the course. But they're very good teachers. I really respect them. Because of my fault, they were not liking me. And they did not like such characters. So then, what happened? I moved to second year and all with some subjects backlogs. So it went on, and then I was challenged, and I took as a challenge. Why they are acting me? So I started studying more and more detail. I became more serious of these people's negation or whatever you call it, as they used to target me. And I did my B Farm and M Farm, and then I was working in a village, Harapanhalli, where I have a lot of times I worked at this thing. So my concern as a teacher was about the parents. Students were careless. They used to come for enjoyment and studies. They little they used to be. So I have a lot of students in 40 years. There are a lot of students who still remember me entering the room, checking for the contraband things,
Yeah.
and then quarreling. Everything was there. And but ultimately, at the end of the day, they would understand that yes, this man is doing some good to us. So parents, I was very much indebted, because I understand that whatever may the management, the parents spend their hard-earned money to educate their children. As a teacher, we have to give proper work and proper thing to the student community. That's why we will be able to fulfill our credit obtained from the parents. So life is full of credits. So to make the
Yeah.
bit, we have to work hard. And there are wonderful memories of my working as a teacher. So I'll stop here. Next question you can ask.
Yeah, thank you so much, sir. So, like, uh, as sir, you has told your childhood and student journey was very, I would say, with the inspirations and like to understanding as a part of student psychology also helps a teacher. So, becoming sir, coming now, you are in a position of a higher academic position. So in that, I would like to, sir, just mention as per your industrial experience, as you did, sir, a couple of years in industry. So, like, what is the role of industrial applications in your life? Like, particularly, I have seen multi-dimensional, sir, infographics into your detailing. So, I would like to
Saurabh,
hear from you that
Saurabh,
industry.
actually, my work with industry was industrial training program for 3 months in Park Davis in Mumbai, and
Yes, sir.
another 3 months in some small scale industry in Bangalore.
Okay, sir.
Afterwards, I was not I did not feel happy there. In fact, I had an illness also before that, and then that is called as Confa Labs. Now it is going to big in industry. So I was a quality control inspector, and also I was on psychotropic drugs. So then I moved to this thing, and I moved to a college, NES College of Pharmacy, Shumoga. So 1 year I worked, and then I moved to the SCS College of Pharmacy. So industry I never liked to go, because it does not suit my mentality. I was a born teacher. I could make it out very early, so I never entered the industry. But I had lot of friends, lot of projects, lot of interactions with the industry. After my PhD, I joined the Raichur VL College of Pharmacy, wherein I developed a industrial collaboration with the Karnataka Antibiotics and Pharmaceutical Limited. One of my student, Vijay Joshi, he did a project on diclofenac ointment, means for the improvement of absorption and all. That is the earlier project we did. So that was always there in my mind, that we should train our students to be skillful to face any kind of job. They like. Liking is individual. And as a this thing, I could have made everyone my teacher, every student my teacher. But I again said that my limit is there. I have to inspire them. I have to inform them. I have to show them a vision where you can go, where you can do. So that has led many students to many places. So I went many countries, and every country I had a student. New Zealand I have one, Australia 5, Malaysia 10. Like that in the USA, so many people, Canada, so many people, UK, everywhere. My students are there. I am very much happy. I am still connected with my students, and we use Hobnob, and many times they give me their thanks. But I am a student teacher. Even family also criticized me, even criticizes me for not doing uh, any of the uh, help to the family. So I was criticized. So it's all right. It's okay. So if somebody likes something. So my passion is students also, and gradually it changed to pharmaceutical care.
Thank you, sir. So really, sir, like as I have seen your post, Facebook post, also heard like you've done a lot of community pharmacy services as well as patient counseling, pharmaceutical care. So it's really inspiring, sir. Next, sir, just like as we have seen in India, clinical pharmacy, community pharmacy, hospital pharmacy, and e-pharmacy. Generally, we saw in the COVID pandemic 19, which happened, lot of societies like district administrations all over India at district levels, they distributed medicines. So, sir, as far as the clinical pharmacy is concerned, and you have seen the scenario overseas and abroad. So, sir, as audience wants to know that how pharmacy differs overseas from India if we compare.
I mentioned previously also the people are very serious about their health. Here we are careless. Here we believe that Narayano Vaidyo Hari. We are not interested to learn anything about the medicine, and we submit our body to the healthcare professional and let him do the good. But that was very good before independence. There was no commercialization, and doctors were like that only, and healthcare was almost a social service activity. But gradually, the as time phased out, now we are in a place where the commercialization is more important. So money is more important. But there are no ethics, there are no morals, there are no regulatory things to control. In America, if you do a if you write a prescription, if there was any mistake in the prescription, doctor will be and lawyers and patient parties are waiting for such mistakes. They will draw him to court and make him bankrupt. That fear is there. That's why they are dependent on pharmacies. They'll say you this is what treatment, and you consult a pharmacist because of their fear. You might have also heard a industry called as a medical transcription industry. That is also because of that fear only. Lot of doctors, lot of companies, they send the prescriptions. They do pharmacovigilance from India. That is for this reason. So it is very unfortunate to know that. If what I was telling, the medical transcription industry, which brings a lot of foreign exchange to India, is due to the regulatory scene in America. Doctors have to write the prescription and upload it on the next day. So it is very difficult job for them. So they started depending on local medical assistants, and work was so much, documentation was so much. So they have to go for the other this thing. Second, CROs opened in India. There are a lot of people who are giving this documentation job to the abroad doctors. So the same thing is followed in Europe and other developed countries. Now it is the order. So I want to describe this situation. I have lit a candle, and at my hand there is darkness, because candle is spreading light throughout the other places, but the darkness. That's what the things are there. So we are excellent pharmacists. We have got lot of potential. We are serving the world, but for our own people, but for our own country, we are really suffering.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir, for your answer. And concerning with the abroad or overseas, like pharmacy assistant, pharmacy technician, things are there. Sir, like in India, when we go to a medical store, generally, so the whole soul, as you told, sir, code of ethics and morals. So concerning with sir that part, coming to the research part, like sir, what is your comments on like sir, as you have done successfully 3 or 4 clinical trials in your life, sir. So we want audience want to know, and the whole clinical generations want to know. Even though every academician as well as industrialist persons want to know from this interview that what are the things as per the 21st century in the clinical trials you would like to sir comment on.
Sir, before that, you said one more thing which I want to throw light. The community pharmacy, medical shop, and their irresponsible pharmacists, you said, no, I don't agree with you. Pharmacists are responsible, they have an interest to help people, but our system of payment for the service is to be rethought and put into correct practice. For example, whatever the money one earns in the medical shop, from the perspective of a community pharmacist there, he earns by maximizing his sales. It is the margin he earns, which is wrong. In Australia, my friend is working there and having an independent pharmacy, Mr. Sridhar Bhatt, you're the classmate. He says that the government pays, if we have a video session with the pharmacist, government pays some encouraging money. So, like that, the government is very much keen to know what type of services people are getting and how they are using the medicines. That is one aspect of it. The people also here are not aware. They say that he is a trader. He is just getting us the medicines, and there is nothing much I can learn from him. This is also very much wrong. So there are it is a missed opportunity. I can tell you. We have to correct it. Regarding clinical trials, it was not a big job at all. So all the PhD guidance and all those things. Only like this, I used to have a general inspiring thoughts, and my students used to carry out. So clinical trials, I think it needs more documentation. We need more discipline. And as an individual, I'm a highly indisciplined person. My students made all this possible because of the PhD, all those things. They were taking interest, and I was agreeing, and I was also asking them if anything goes wrong. So as on such today, I'm telling my secret that I am against clinical trials. I'm against patent trials because it is a commercial world and there are a lot of humbug, lot of competition, a lot of things. In fact, my guide, Professor R.C. Srivastava, he was a brilliant chemist and brilliant physical chemist. So in BITS Pilani, I worked under a physical chemist for my PhD, and I was expert in pharmacology. Pharmacology was my very much fascinating subject. So he was a physical chemist, and he had a model of research. So in that research, he used to find out the role of molecules as they have got the hydrophilic and hydrophobic groups. They are surfactants, and then they are entering our body and the blood, and they also show that behavior because the behavior of surface activity is in kind to it is intrinsic part of the molecule. It cannot go away. So he was telling that all right, receptor mechanism, all those things are agreed. But in addition to all these things, the liquid membrane hypothesis, where the liquid surfactant nature of the drug molecules will make the another contribution which is shadowed by the drug receptor, and it was proved to be true also. So several of my papers we took the molecules and we studied in vitro. We found that the transport phenomena is uh, impaired, either increased or impaired. So as a result of it, then we can You can say that what my professor was believed was that he was a great philosopher, and he passed away last 3 years ago. And he was a physical chemist. And myself, Dr. Bisay, you might have heard, Dr. C.V.S. Subramaniam, and D.B. Raju, and many other pharmacists did PhD in BIT Shillong. And we had a very enjoyable time of research, and that's all. So
Thank
this
you
is
so
about
much.
my opinion about clinical trials and its
Right.
activities.
Oh, so sir, on a lighter note, just I want to know like how you start your day. What is your daily routine to be that much energized and at what morning time? What when you start your day? Like
Sir, you might have seen my WhatsApp messages. It is
yeah,
always before the dawn. So I
yeah,
get up at 3:30 to 4:30
yes, sir.
and start half an hour meditation. I close my eyes and meditation half an hour I will do it. Further, then I will have some coffee or something or whatever because nobody in the home will be ready to serve me at that hour. So I will make my own coffee or some thing, some drink, and then I will go for 1 hour yoga, one and a half hour yoga. And then afterwards, there's the puja part, which also runs for half an hour. And then in the evening, I will go for nearly 3 to 4 kilometers walk.
That's
So,
excellent.
because this awareness has come last COVID-19 or something else. Earlier also I was doing, but this has come recently. And to your this my experience is, I had hypertension. Now I stopped all hypertension medicine because I normally my blood pressure never goes up, but earlier it was very high. Then now the I conquered the diabetes also to a certain extent. Diabetes
Yeah.
also certain, and I take only insulin. All other medicines, metformin I used to take. I have stopped it since 1 week, but I'm checking the blood sugars. I think they are remaining in control, and that's all. So, to the natural ways is better than medicines. I am a great fan of Dr. B.M. Hegde, who comes on YouTube and gives you very wonderful insights into the health secrets.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much, sir. So, respected sir, now coming towards the like you have told about your routine, but coming to the business timing 9 to 5 o'clock, when we do, sir. So, like mine view, even though in terms of audience want to know, sir, how to balance yourself as director of a pharmacy college and you have responsibilities, administrative, academic, research part, non-teaching staff. So, how to balance at a time likewise? In 21st century you have seen students temperament technology and the faculty members comes as a fresher mediocre and associate and professor length. So sir, like how to motivate, what is your success mantra for them? People wants to know.
So they are very not very hard to understand. First of all, talking about the teaching staff, they are afraid of a director or a principal and all that. First, you remove that fear. You be one among them, make them feel easy at that. And this everyone likes. There will be no enemies, there will be no contradiction, and you try to give the situation in a practical manner. What is the responsibility? If somebody is poor in the skills, he has to update his skills. Now you may be wondering, I am after my non-teaching staff to give them English knowledge. In Gwalior, you are also from Gwalior, I know. English is the biggest challenge for that. So now I have in my this thing afternoon one meeting is there. Afternoon 1:30 to 1:15 to 1:45 we have the faculty meeting, and at 4:50 to 4:35 the non-teaching staff meeting is there. So every day we will meet and we are in touch with them, and I will try to help in their problems. Like they have got some relief issue, they got some health issue, so many things they are we're having, and we are. I'm personally I'm very much keen to help my staff and to my friends also. So this pharmaceutical care is not remained to a particular place. So if anybody comes and sits with me, and I will start talking about health, I will tell them what is the importance of management of blood pressure, how it can be done, what is the importance of meditation, what is the importance of yoga. All these things I will discuss with them, and they will also share their experience. So that's how a rapport will be built. A personal intimacy will be built. A family attitude is built. Just a moment. Aarti is there.
Sure, sure.
Show them. Come forward. Come show. So today Durgastami is there. The Aarti was conducted. So I took the Aarti. And the person was so shy that he did not come in the screen. Anyway, it's all right.
Sure, sir. Sure.
So
So,
this is about students. I'm telling you. When I started first year, I was with a terror. I was with a terror, and students also were like that. They are in the fifth semester now. I was a terror. I was chasing them because they are very naughty. They are doing so many nonsense things which are not. And such type of students I met previously in my career also. I handled them. I had an experience. So then you have to show the student that what are you doing is wrong, and your wrongness is criticized and hated, not you. You are always a darling. The student is always a darling of a teacher. That we must maintain. And whatever the nonsense he does, you curb it, criticize it, you punish him. It's all right. He accepts. Human psychology. They accept. Yes, this is the wrong thing. I have to, should not ask them. And gradually a respect will be built. So that is the way. And student politics and the faculty topic, non-teaching staff politics will be there, but you don't give much heed to them. And I never entertain or I never go there. If they have got a problem, I will ask them. See, this is your college, so you have two different views. So resolve it and come back to me with the answer. Otherwise, I will take my power and I will tell that this thing has been done. So first option is your thing. You have to solve your problem. If you cannot solve it, then there is a rules and regulations are there. Accordingly, you do it. So this has been practiced all the way. They are very clear. What is the behavior of the director and how he is going to react, and what we should do and what we should not do. They know it. So leave and all, I don't care. Whenever they want, I'll give them, except in some situations where I need their help. Otherwise, I don't bother them for small things. You can take a feedback if you know anybody from there,
no, no,
because
no, sir.
I don't want you to believe, because you must be thinking that I'm posing too much. It's all
No,
right.
no, sir. It's like, sir, you have inspired many people to serve pharmacy domains and pharmacy practice domains also. And I already know, sir, the things. And, sir, what next, what many a times people wants to know that if suppose you have got a lot of grants from the funding public sector agencies. So, the young researchers wants to know, sir, what are the key domains to write proceedings for the applying for the projects or the extramural grant. So, what are the things to be taken up in mind while writing it or applying it, do's and don'ts of that, so that they can be benefited by your expert opinion, sir.
See, the granting agencies in India are all biased. They don't give you simply grant. And then there are some people who go to the granting agency and get their grant sanction. But I'm telling you something new which you should understand. There are a lot of scope in social pharmacy, in pharmacoeconomics, and outcome research. See, my so many 10 PhDs rolled out, 10 PhDs rolled out without having any grant, except for their livelihood. Some university gave them scholarship or JRF they took. But I never believe that to do research and thrive, 1,000 professors are required without any money. such a wide amount of work is to be done. Pharmacy practice, so much of work. What money you require, isn't it? So you need a passion, you need a idea, and you must always look for that because everybody is not fortunate to get a huge grants. So my grant was, I'm telling you, total my grant is not more than 10 lakh so far. But research output was more because I found that there is a scope. Without money, how can we do it? In fact, I learned it through my guide. He had also he had very good funding. Yeah, that's a different matter. But without funds also, he used to do a lot of research. And his equipment was self-designed, and he was doing so much of great work. And he was he was thinking very differently than others. That is an individual capacity that you have to inculcate. I'll give you one example. You have seen that coconut tree. You have
Yes,
seen the coconut tree,
yes, sir.
and it thrives in salty climate. It needs a lot of salt. But when the fruit comes, that coconut water, tender coconut water, I don't know you will get it there, but we get plenty in Bangalore. So sweet, so healthy, so nice. And and my guide thought how it is possible. So he thought that there must be some phenomena. Then he took the roots of the coconut tree and proved that it is following the reverse osmosis. They can reject the salt and make the water sweet. So that's the laser thinking. So we were also followed his inspiration. He was always thinking in a very different manner. For example, you have the drug chlorpromazine. You know that is antipsychotic drug. You also believe that it is having surface activity. Then he made a cell in that he proved the surface activity of this thing, and also shown to the people that it the your dopamine and 5-HT and all those neurotransmitters, hmm, neurotransmitters transport was increased or impeded. Many people were laughing at us, even to one guide, that what type of research it is, what is the scope in doing this. But now, in the era of nanoscience, it is true. And
Yeah.
he was given an Ranbaxy Award for research when we were his students. See, and he was very much deeply concerned to solve the problem. And what is the strength? He was his intellectual brain. So we had to interest our intellectual brain. And we did so many clinical trials, so many work, and all. You see that I would have received huge grant. No, I told you my total grant was 10 lakhs. AICT one 5 lakh, another one is UGC. Although I applied, but I never got it. So this is all the things. But I can tell you, capacity to think is given God gift. God has given us the gift. We should have self-confidence. We should be honest. We should work on the problem sincerely. We will grow tremendously. I'm a living example. My guide was a living legend. Without funds, one can do it.
That's great, sir. So, sir, coming to this part, as you have told about the various research domains and fetching the grants, but the passion and the forecasting nowadays, what we have seen, sir, another segment people want to listen from you is about the peoples are in the marathon of publishing the articles, like an n number of articles they can get in an academic year. So, like publishing a quality work in a quality journal, but how many number of articles, research review articles, research papers, like coming to a research part as balancing with the academics of individual. What is your suggestion, sir, that nowadays the tool-based workshops or labs are conducted? So bench work and one is lab work, sir. So, preferably, if the results are not positive or as they intended, so used to do some malpractices. So on that, sir, on ethics and research morals, like how you would like to motivate these budding researchers?
Sir, ethics are the foundation of any personality.
Sir.
If one is unethical, he will never grow. Whatever the chamak he shows is for a while and he vanishes. So one should be very much ethical minded, and path of the ethics is like Ramayana, path of Rama, who has faced lot of difficulties, and he stood for the difficult and attained the very big uh, godhood. We believe that Rama born was a Manav and went on becoming, by practice of ethics, he became a living legend. Now even today, we pray Lord Rama for him. So we have to get inspiration from those kind of things. Recently, I also posted some of the this thing in a marathon racer was there, and that racer could not understand that he has almost won, and behind him one person was there. He pushed him to it. After that, so many people have said. He said that if I would have done unethical practice, I would have easily won because it is his mistake. He does not know that whether he has reached the pole or not. There are a few yards are there, and he was confused, and he was standing there. And he had come much earlier than me in the race. So I pushed him because tomorrow, if I want to show this prize to my mother, where else, how I will pay. This is where the ethics are very important. And so many things are in life which we have to follow. Hard work is very must. And we can tell you, you work hard, but we have to work hard and we can learn through seeing that person who is telling is practicing the same.
Yeah.
I want to tell you about the my guide again. He used to work after the college hours, 8:30 to 9:30 in the evening. Every day. Every day his routine was only Sunday he used to stay there. So that's how the dedication and all these are very important. These are not old. And whatever the paper publishing regarding paper publishing aspect, one has to be sincere. Means one has to go through the library, one has to collect the information, and after exposing himself to different views of a particular topic, a new view will come emerge from my own mind. That is the secret of writing reviews. You want to write review, go to the literature survey. Nowadays, even in your phone, you will get so many information. So collect it and read it properly and understand it. How these people have done that. Then you can make it into a good review. And then your competency also will grow. So it may take time, but you are happy and your ideas, your thoughts will be new, fresh, and which will be liked by everyone. And nobody is going to criticize you because you did a review work. Otherwise, what is the value of review work? Isn't it? About research, I can tell you, and one should be innovative, and one should be having a lot of dedication, and he must get the latest information. He must be dedicated. See, we have seen that among 10 PhD students, some students are at the top of their career, some students are struggling today. I'm the same teacher, I'm the same guide. I give them the same knowledge. But why is that different? The difference comes because the insight. What is there inside? I'll tell you one more story to convince you. It was told by my director of BIS Pilani when I was doing my PhD. So there was a closing day Shiva. He took an example of a Upanishad story. He says that it was a rainy day and students were pelting stones. tea, muddy water, and water used to splash, and there used to be joy. So in that course, one boy gets a mango seedling also. That also he throws it, and then everybody forgets. After a few days, stones remain as stone. Mango seed which has got life in it, it sprouts, it grows, it develops, and it bears mango fruits. Where the stones have remained stone. So I would always tell my students to be inside it. You should ask what I should do, what is my liking, whether it's this stream suits me, whether I like pharmacology. That decision depends on him. Individually, they have to take their that decision. They cannot ask somebody else what suits me, isn't it? So that is the way.
Yes, sir. Exactly. The answer in brief, sir, will call inside of everyone. Thank you, sir. And sir, my second last question to you is, please, sir, enlighten with us the knowledge sharing platform of this Pharma that if we want to do the collaborative research work, say various parts of nation, Central India, North India, Southern part, Eastern part, there are various institute with state-of-art facility infrastructure. So coming with the collaborative research work, so how it is important into the fruitful results?
Sir, I have an example, living example. I was working in BITS Pilani. I had two young couple from BHU, Dr. Sriram and Mrs. Yogeshwari. As a team, they had few students with them. They went on publishing very good papers, and their quality of papers improved day after day. I have also one two papers with them, and now they are in BITS Pilani, Hyderabad. See, the foreigners want to collaborate with them. You understand? They have attracted many foreigners, good scientists, to collaborate with them. And their mantra was hard work. They did in medicinal chemistry. And they thrive. Now today, you can look at it to their this thing, achievements. Madam Yogeshwari and Dr. Sriram. They're very young. They're not very old like me. They they cut the path. They worked. They're from BHU. Both of them from BHU, and they had a very good tenacity, hard working capacity. And now you got the answer. If you publish quality papers, foreigners want to, but so many things comes to me also. Collaborate with me and all these things. But I never seen a success like that because they were so much hardworking, so much innovative. They're working on TB, tuberculosis projects, in vitro tuberculosis studies. So that is the way. And there are a lot of hurdles. I'm telling you, if you are working, if you are becoming famous, your colleagues, your principals, your administrators will be against you. But don't go read anything to that. I tell you again an example of Sachin Tendulkar. When he started his cricket career, there were a lot of press news, other thing and other, and he went to his father. Look, father, somebody is saying I'm good, somebody is bad. What I should do? I'm getting distracted. His father told only one thing. Who are you? You are a cricketer. You concentrate on the ball. And what is your duty as a batsman? You do it. Don't bother what world talks about. Like that, he became a legend. Sachin Tendulkar, everyone knows. And this incident also, everyone knows. So that's why one has to be dedicated. One should not react what world will tell and all. Even in our research also, we used to get drug molecules and trade transport phenomena, and we used to publish in a Journal of Pharmaceutics, International Journal of Pharmaceutics, collagen surfaces, very excellent journal. They used to accept our thoughts. But however, there is a lot of drilling. They used to ask why you do this, why do that. So we have developed our competency in interacting with them.
Thank you, sir. And to sir, last questions
You
from
can
my
go on.
side. Yes, yes, we will have, sir. So the question is like many of the students, sir, specifically postgraduate students pursuing want to pursue masters. So as they find themselves directed towards core branches like chemistry, so toxicology, cognosy. So, sir, what are the some key points which could help them in getting informative knowledge toward the scope of non-core branches? Like in India, we say core, but yeah, that is what I want to listen from you, sir.
See, pharmacy specialization is a hoax. There is no value. There is no value. When you do M-Pharm, you can enter the industry, and in industry, what type of job comes there, that you have to do. You see, so many pharmacognosy, so many medical chemistry, so many people did M-Pharm to get into a very good industry. Afterwards, there is little practice of specialization. These specialization, super specialization is the brainchild of our academic people. So one should be very much clear that they need lot of skills rather than the inform. They need. I have got a friend called as Jesse Biligiri. He is just inform. You may tell in those days inform was not there. No, there was inform was there, and he was not very much interested in studies, and he worked very hard, very this thing, and he came up by hard work, and he was the one of the big champion in KFAL, Karnataka Antibiotic Public Sector. Then he moved to the private industries. Then he went abroad. There also he worked very hard, and then he came and to India and then joined Jagat Pharma. Jagat Pharma, he became an R&D manager, and now even today at my age, he has done his BSc and BPharm. Even now today, he's been sought after as a consultant. He has to go to Brazil to get the snake venom, and the Jagat Pharma makes anti-snake venoms. Now, you just see, he is just B Farm, no M Farm, no PhD, no R&D manager of Jagat Pharma. You see so many people. Because of the dedication and all, the work is also a qualification. You upgrade your qualification, your knowledge while working. So don't be pathetic, but there is also a desire in our heart. When we are in B Farm, we start dreaming. Like a boy or girl wants to see his life partner like that case, like that also one some teachers will fascinate them and they will ask them to do the inform in that. Emotionally they are bound to that they have to follow. Because I was emotionally bound to pharmacology, I did pharmacology. And somebody is interested in pharmaceutics, let him go to pharmaceutics. And this knowledge of pharmacology, pharmaceutics and all these things, you have to keep it in a bundle when you enter the industry. Because industry is the place where you can grow, you can thrive, you can make your name, and you can contribute to the society. In India, I'm talking. So don't get disheartened that you are doing some farm which you don't like. That you don't better not do it. If you got a farm, you do it with dedication. Yesterday I came into the one person, MSc and all. He has started an industry, herbal extracts. Vidya pharmacist. He's not a pharmacist. And he employs a lot of pharmacists. You know what is the value of his company, Herbal Extracts? 1,000 crores. And his business is expanded throughout the world. Throughout the world, is Herbal Extracts. And in the like this also there was an interview, and he was asked, how did you reach this stage? He said, passion for the work, and then helping the people who are in trouble. Because I know that all chemical drugs cause harm to the public, and there is scope for botanicals or herbal extracts. So I made all the herbal extracts and I am sending it. Now he has a corporate office in Japan, in the New Zealand, in Australia, Singapore, in all the Western countries, America, all those things. So that is the way one has to excel. Few cognitive people will think that we don't have any scope in the industry. Industry doesn't care for your farm. It doesn't care for what knowledge you bring in. What is your CGPA? They want sincere, hard-working hands. If you have hard-working nature, you will grow very fast, and you learn everything there. It doesn't stop that when you complete your B Farm or complete your M Farm, your studies are gone. You learn in the active mode. You learn in the industry. That is most important. Choose your line, choose your path. Pharmacy has got largest scope in India because we are the world pharmacy.
Yes.
We have been called as the pharmacy of the world. So
Right.
industry is good. And if you like the job now, CROs, pharmacovigilance, everything is there. If you want to work from home, you can start that. So
Yes,
B
sir.
Farm are given entry. B Farm are given entry to pharmacovigilance, not only pharmacy practice or pharmaceutical care. So that is the way. So don't feel downward because you did pharmacology, there's only role in this thing. That is your limitation. One should not fear. One should thrive. One should overcome the fear and contribute. Why you are not able to do it? Everyone has given the same capacity by the God. Almighty has not done an injustice to you. Please understand your strengths and weaknesses, and you start moving. You will grow. Nobody can stop you. An MSc student holding 1,000 crore industry, international, he is based in Bangalore. He is taking plants and making extracts and sending it. Okay.
Yes, sir. Exactly. As during COVID pandemic 19, also we have seen, sir, that we have sent medicines, hydroxychloroquine to 150 nations. So that is also appreciated by global leaders. So every third pill from India is consumed worldwide in 196 nations. Every third pill is from India. So we are world's pharmacy, exactly as you told, sir. So, thank you so much, sir, for your precious time. And really, you have given an insightful regarding academics, industry, and student perception, and how one must come with outside to explore his potentials and reach cerebral heights. So, on behalf of Pharmalok team, sir, we are thankful to you, sir. And in our team, sir, I would like to take the names of the team coordinator peoples, like
Please show them also. If you can
yes,
show
yes,
them, it
sir.
is better.
Yeah, sir. That is what exactly we can do, sir. So, like in our team, we have interacted with you, sir. So, coordinator Mr. Amit Jhaji, Dr. Shekhar Verma, Dr. Vikas Pandey, Dr. Sunil Singh, Dr. Pushpin Patel, Dr. Pranjay Shukla, Dr. Abhishek Tiwari. Our IT coordinator Ashish Jhaji, Dr. Santosh Verma, Dr. Sameer Rastogi. So, from all on behalf of Pharma Lok team, sir, thank you so much, sir, for giving your time and telling us the pharmaceutical pulse. So an individual can take up from this interview, from this session, and can enroll such kind of directions in his or her individual life to grow further. So, sir, in the last, I want to hear from you in like if someone wants to in negative situation in his or her life. Already, sir, you have given the directions. So, what is has to be done so that the newer generation or the upcoming generations post-COVID batches, specifically from a student's point of view, after 2020 batches, can start up their fresh careers now. So,
See,
that is what.
something to say, you can say.
No, no, sir. I'm done from my part. Sir.
See, every day we see this is natural phenomenon. Early morning sun rises, and then sometime clouds will come and make a darkness. Afterwards, again sun emerges, and night will be there. This is applies to our life and our career and our everything else. So, in times of adversities, we have to focus on our routine activities. We should not be affected so much, emotionally disturbed by the things happening which is not in my hand, which is beyond my control. They are happening. So the time always changes. We may before 1 hour I was not known and you have exposed me, isn't it? So life always gives opportunity for growth and improvement, and in times of adversities, you try to improve on your this thing and try to overcome that. Anyway, you will overcome it, but with something with tear or without tear, with laughter or without this. So one has to be very positive in attitude, upbeat the things, and reaction should be. No one will be responsible for our bad things or good things. Although it appears prima facie that he has spoiled my career, she has spoiled my career, she has spoiled no, no. Something in me is reflected and the reaction has come like that. It is always true. It is a philosophy of life. So we must always try to excuse, forget the past, look into the future, and to change anything must be always. Because in my times, core pharmacy jobs are the only thing. What happened? It got changed over. Now you see so many people working in CRO, pharmacovigilance, work from home, you know, pharmaceutical care, pharmacy practice. These will have in future the growth. I don't say these basic industry will listen because we are done enough. We are fulfilled our requirement for medicine. Now, how do you use these medicines? How do you make it beneficial to medicines? It becomes another part. And the world is very, very big, enormous. Going abroad, even today, have got a lot of scope. People will say that there is no opportunities even today. Last week, one of my students get the visa after he obtained the permanent residence in the. He was very much keen to go to Canada and study, and he got it, and he's doing it. And after that, he will get an opportunity there. He will settle there only if he likes that country. So many examples are there, and sky is the limit, and you have to focus on your strengths, and you have to understand the rules of the game and play it like a champion. Excel as a victorious thing. Any field it is possible. No, nothing has stopped, nothing has gone. Even today, there is a big scope in medical shops. People are minting money. My classmate Ratan, we have every week half an hour session, career counseling session. We bring different people. Maybe I will call you also. You must come. You must not reject my offer. Amit Jha also will call. So it is called as a career counseling for the fifth semester students. So they will all come. We all there, and will not take you like unlimited time. Take you half an hour. You are all busy people.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So you have to give insight. You have to insight to the students. Vision you have to give. Next week I'm getting a hospital pharmacist. So the people will get exposed. What they choose is not my job. What they get impressed, it is my job. As a teacher, I have to. Students are liking it, they are going. So
Okay.
don't be scared of negativity. There is a lot of scope.
Thank you so much, sir. And once again, sir, on behalf of Pharmalok team, I am thankful to you, sir, for giving your precious time to us. And surely all the audience will be benefited by this interview telecast. Thank you so much, sir. Once again, thanks for joining. Okay, sir. Or we can leave the studio.